All right, so I have like, do we have Americans here? Like, cause I know it's Canada Day. This is what's making me think of this. Yeah, we got some Americans. Okay, I have a political question for you guys, but I don't want it to get political. It's literally a question of, did this actually happen? I saw a thing after the whole like Biden Trump debate thing. I saw it. Biden is not looking good. Did he actually withdraw himself from running? Like, you don't even have to watch it. No clue. Because I saw a thing on Twitter last night that said he's withdrawing himself, but you never know if that's for real. So I was just curious if anyone knew for sure or saw it on the news. I don't think he did. I heard that he's staying in. Okay. So that's like the opposite of what I heard. Oh man, it was hard to watch. Like like if I was them, like policies and everything aside, like he needs help. Like I'm not even being mean. Like he legitimately needs he can't talk. Like he's kind of like how I am right now, just a loss for words, but like some of the questions he'd get asked, he'd like be talking about something and then just like throw COVID in there. And yeah, I mean, it's fine if you don't like him or you do like him. It's just I think it's like scary. His family. Oh, I saw that. I saw his son was telling him not to drop out, but honestly, like I don't know. I still think like there should be a thing during any election in any country, whether you're in America or not. If you don't like either of the candidates, you can vote random. And if enough people vote random, a random American just gets picked. Completely like spin a giant wheel like Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I'm not talking about who's ruining the country or anything. I was literally talking about news, whether or not he withdraws. I don't care about the rest. I'm not American. I think like everyone's ruining every country. I think we can all agree on that. Spin the wheel. Yes, see? Brilliant idea. And then if they do a bad... Okay, this is going off the deep end. Oh, I hate the way Canada's run. That's a whole other conversation I don't want to get into. The way that it should work is there's a random wheel. And you spin the wheel, and it picks a random citizen. And, like, that's a lot of pressure, right? Like, you very well could do a bad job. So, there's a vote. Every year, it's just like an online vote. It's sent out to like cell phones, internet, whatever. And if that person doesn't at least have a 20%, if it's less than a 50% approval rating, we spin the wheel again. If they have less than a 20% approval rating, they're beheaded, completely beheaded, just done. That way, they are forced to actually try to please the people. Because if they don't, and enough people hate them, it's off with their head. This is a good idea. And then 50%, every year, they run the poll. And if it's 50-50 or you have less than 50% approval, revote. But if you're horrible, like if you started World War for no reason, off with their head. Does this not sound like a genius idea? Like, am I crazy? That way, there's like no running for president. Save the taxpayers' money. There's no election. It just spin the wheel, and it's televised. It's like the Super Bowl of a country. It's televised. There's celebrities there. Like maybe one of the celebrities gets picked by accident, or not accident, chance, and it just so happens that they're there, and you have to go. Like if the wheel, it's like what do they call it? Conscription. It's like but for president. And you automatically make $200,000. So it spins and lands on a homeless person. That person goes from homeless to $200,000, and they have a year. They have a year to do good for the country. And if they don't hit that 20% approval rating, homeless person dead. If they don't hit 50, it's a respin. TV show back on. We have like Taylor Swift playing at the halftime show. Turns out this year she actually gets picked. She has to be president. Why am I still talking about this? And like, don't get me wrong. I'm still going back to this. Don't get me wrong. It would happen where someone gets the wheel spun on them and all of a sudden they're not very smart. They're not a smart person. They can't understand. They can't understand all of these geopolitical issues. They can't understand how much money needs to be put into taxpayers and to this and to that. So everyone who's currently in office, like everyone who's like in the Senate and stuff like that, they stay there and they have to explain to this person what is going on. So they get a homeless person in there. They have to explain to this homeless person that, you know, the war on fentanyl is a bigger deal. And this homeless person might be like, let it go. The fentanyl, let it speak. If it eliminates all the homeless, let it be there. And they have to listen to him, but he could be murdered for it. And maybe that doesn't matter. I've gone down quite the rabbit hole here. Like, I think that should literally happen for president. And then for like the specific jobs, like Secretary of State and things like that, there should be like a grouping of people. Like maybe like for Secretary of State, it's like a bunch of people in the military, for example. And like there's like the 50 higher ups within the US military. Like you have the head of the Marines, the head of the Air Force, whatever. And then they get their own wheel and they spin for that specific job. And that way there's like no parties. It's completely random. If they do a bad job, they're kicked out every year. And if the president is re-voted in, he gets to pick whether or not that person did a good or a bad job. So that wheel spins based off of them. Basically, I want a government designed after The Price is Right. Hopefully not. The government is currently like, let's make a deal. We need it more like The Price is Right.
Gunfight.
Oh man. Okay, we're getting right into this.
The fate of the world is in your hands.
Do you have stems? No. That hurt. God, I'm good at this game.
Don't get cocky.
Hopefully not like, let's make a deal. We don't need to see politicians in costumes. No, everyone wears costumes. That's the other thing about this. When they go to the Senate, if you don't get dressed up, you're kicked out. You're actually not allowed in. And you have to, like, they have different themes. Like, it's like themed parties. Like, they're gonna have toga night at the Senate.
Work fast.
Oh, bad aim. Oh, that's got him. That's got him. Oh, didn't get him. Oh, teammates doing stuff too.
Keep that up or we get to go home.
What if the guy raises taxes? That's the thing, is they got to be careful about raising taxes, right? Because if they raise taxes too much and don't put it into the right things, they could be beheaded. This goes back to the beheading. Right? So they have to make solid decisions. And if like they can do nothing, and if they do nothing, you know what? They're probably not going to, their approval rating is probably going to be like less than 50%. Then they just spin the wheel again, and that's fine. And maybe you get a year or two where nothing gets done in government because people are afraid to be beheaded. But yeah, this team we're playing is really bad.
Taking the last 3 rounds.
I can't wait to see The Rock getting president, but being dressed up as a dinosaur. Okay, but what are the chances that The Rock wins the wheel spin? Probably pretty low. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. With this system, you can technically be president forever. Like, that's okay. Oh. Oh. Oh God, I'm good.
We've taken the last 5 rounds.
French queen who beheaded a bunch of people. Okay, fair enough. No, you got to be 18. No, I feel like it should be older than 18. You got to be able to drink for a little bit to be president. 20, maybe even 30. 30 might be the right age. I'm not 30 yet. I'll be 30 this month, but no, it's not 21, because 21 is too young, because you got to make the mistakes. Like, your 20s are about mistakes. You gotta fuck up a lot, you know? Like, still feel like 25 is too young. I feel like 30 is the number. Because, like, you hit 30, your life's over anyway. Like after this year, it's done for me. This might be the most ridiculous conversation I've had on stream.